Last month, I lost a very dear and wonderful distant cousin of mine to ovarian cancer. And because she stayed with me during a time of the initial treatment, and I was able to see close up the pain and all the things that cancer patient goes through, I decided to do a broadcast on some of the silent killers of cancers. Yes, cancers, if not treated, can kill people, but there are some that are not noticed until they are the advanced stage. Most of them that we overlook are some of those cancers that can actually become very fertile and take people's life. But my prayer is that even as we watch this particular broadcast and we share it, we will get information from it so that we know what to do, and so that we can also make sure that we prevent having this, or at least being able to discover if there's anything in good time so that we can get the required treatment. So welcome back to Times of Refreshing. I'm your Toyin Akanle. Hope you're doing great and I hope you're keeping safe. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of our subscribers, our viewers. I want to say a big thank you to you. And if this is your first time, I want to say welcome. It's so good to have you here. Please go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our social media handles. And make sure that on YouTube, you click the notification button so that every time our broadcast comes up, you know that we are broadcasting. Once again, I want to say a big thank you. So what is my aim at doing this? My aim is just to bring a little bit of awareness, especially to us as women, so that we can know what to look for, and also everybody, so that we can know what we need to do and the things to look for and when to call the doctor. But my prayer once again is that this will not be our portion. And for those who are dealing with cancer right now, honestly, I pray with you and I wish you very quick recovery. I pray that the Lord will touch you and completely heal you in the mighty name of Jesus. Like I said, my cousin was with me and I was with her when she started her chemo, when they had to drink some water from her tummy. She had to go through several tests. She has to do, some of them were so painful. The chemo was too painful. And I mean, I told her at the stage, you know what? I'm not going to come into this chemo room with you because I can't bear to see the pain you go through. So for most of these cancers and for all kind of illnesses and diseases, it is very important for us to know our body. Knowing your body helps you to know when things are changing in your body. For instance, breast cancer at times also can go undetected. If we do not go ahead to check our breast and do the breast examination by ourselves, we might not be able to discover anything. And when that happens, it goes untreated for a while, it can become something big. Another thing that is important with any kind of illness, even any kind of cancer and any kind of illness, is that we have to do our yearly health physical. It is very important. Some of them are not even up to a year again. Some of them have been extended, but we have to do it. As a woman, as a man, it is always good to check with your doctor what is going on in your body. If even there's nothing going on, at least you've checked and you have peace of mind. It gives you peace of mind, and it also goes ahead to let people catch these things early enough. I know people who have lived because they discovered whatever cancerous cell was in their body very early, and they discovered it through information such as this. I'm not a doctor, but I have a passion for information, for education, for inspiration. So don't skip your yearly physical. Just yesterday, I went to do my mammogram and I'm expecting the result, and I know it's not going to be anything bad. But don't be too busy for yourself. It's just to make you live a good quality life and live longer. God has done his own. But the world we live in now, a lot of things have changed. Environmental changes are there. There are changes in the way our food are grown. There are changing in the things we use. Pesticides are everywhere. There's pollution. So we also have to do our part, have to praying and doing everything to make sure we go in and check ourselves. So what are the symptoms that people who have ovarian cancer can have? Even some of the slight symptoms. Irregular periods, bleeding after you are menopausal can be there. And late menopause can also predispose people to ovarian cancer, but it's not in all cases. So the fact that you are menopausal in your later years does not mean you have ovarian cancer. That is not what we are saying. Unusual discharge is one of the symptoms also. Bloating, having gas all the time can be a symptom of ovarian cancer. The list is endless. I'm going to put some links down below so that you can check those things out. Because like I said, I'm not a doctor. I also read it up. And of course, because my cousin went through it, I looked into it even deeper, and I'm sharing this with you. The next one we are going to talk about today is colon cancer, also called colorectal cancer. And this is the cancer of the colon. And I pray it will be nobody's portion. But this cancer also goes unnoticed for a long time until it gets to the advanced stage. And that is why we have what is called colonoscopy. Talk to your doctor about having your colonoscopy once you get to a particular age. I think for me, once I became a particular age, I was able to do my colonoscopy. And after doing my colonoscopy, they told me I don't have to come back until 10 years after. But if you are having some symptoms also, you can talk to your doctor. Don't wait until that 10 years before you talk to your doctor. Don't even wait until anything before you take that screening for colonoscopy, and then you continue to follow up with your doctors. What are some of the symptoms? I'll just mention some that I read up. You can find more. The first one is blood in the stool. Blood in the stool is one of the symptoms of colon cancer. Also, bowel movement habit. Bowel changes. You just find out that there's a particular thing that's changed. Maybe you are somebody that normally use the bathroom regularly, and you find out that this is beyond constipation. Even when you know it's not constipation, but you're not going, or you feel there's a blockage, it's very, very important to talk to your doctor. Constant gas and bloating and abdominal pain is one of the symptoms. Please, if you see any of these symptoms, please do not ignore it. Do not ignore it at all. I know somebody that passed some years ago. It was colon cancer, and she was always bloated. She would always add gas and abdominal pain, and she would just discount it, buy off-the-counter medicine, and, that would be it. By the time she collapsed, because the abdominal pain was so intense, they did not release her from the hospital, and after a while, she passed on. And that's not what we want. We want to live a good life. Also, cervical cancer is another cancer that can be very silent until it has gotten to the advanced stage. Please share this with somebody. It's good to know. Information, knowledge is very, very important. And so, just as a woman, we need to check. These are all the things they do when we go ahead and do our yearly physical, when we do our pap smear. They check for all these things so that they can, and if they see anything, they will send you for further testing, and until they are sure there's nothing there. And if there's anything, then they will start a course of treatment immediately. So what are some of the things that one should be aware of so that you can talk to your doctor? And like I said, these symptoms does not mean that there's a cancer, but it's always good. It's better safe than sorry. It's always good to check it out in case you see anything. And so what are some of the things you need to watch out for when we're talking about cervical cancer? Bleeding after menopause is one great one. Bleeding after menopause. Pelvic pain is another one. Painful urination is another one. Changes in your menstrual cycle if you are still menstruating. Also, unexplained weight loss. You're not dieting, you are not on a lifestyle change, you're not doing anything, and you just find out that you are losing weight without any reason, then it's time to talk to your doctor. Because if we talk to them, They will allay our fears, either by sending us for testing, checking us, and telling us that there's nothing wrong with you. It could also be something else, just like I've said. That's why I said that every symptoms that I mentioned here doesn't necessarily mean it's cancer. But honestly, by the time we begin to have these things consistently, you've treated it, it's not going, you've used medication, it's not going, you've prayed about it, it's not going, then it's a good thing to talk to the doctor. We also have breast cancer. Breast cancer, like I said, can be a silent cancer that does not show up until it is advanced. That is why you must always do your breast examination. One day I'll bring somebody here to come and talk to us about how to check our breast. I didn't know how to check my breast before. I had to learn because we had a conference and we invited some people to come and talk to us as women, and they spoke to us, and that has helped a lot of people. What about pancreas cancer? A lot of times people just have those sharp pains and it goes away and they ignore it. Or they have that dull longing ache in the lower part of the abdomen and they just ignore it. Don't ignore those things. And even as we grow older, you know, the young people can say, oh, it's nothing. But these days, even younger folks are having cancers, these cancers, and it goes unnoticed for a long time. But honestly, as you get older, there are some other tests you need to do. And please don't just take yourself for granted. Know your body. Know what it is, what's happening in your body. What are the symptoms of breast cancer? Some of the symptoms of breast cancer is if you find a lump in your breast or under your armpit. At times it can be nothing. But when you find a lump that you cannot explain in your breast, please talk to your doctor. Let them check it out. If it's nothing, you are good. You have peace of mind. But if it's something, the earlier, the better. They know what to do. And you can live your full normal life again. Go online, find out. How do I check my breast for a lump? By putting up your hands and just moving your hands round in a circle, you know. If you don't know it, please go online to check it out so that if there's anything there, you would know. And if you do any of this screening, any of this normal tests, any of this annual physical, and your doctor calls you, please make sure you respond immediately. Next week, like I said, we're going to continue to talk about what to look for in pancreas cancer because it's another silent cancer that does not show any symptoms until it is well advanced. And then we're going to be talking about cancer that is so common to men. Already, there's so much awareness on that, but we'll just talk about it and encourage people to go ahead and do their screening. Thank you for staying tuned today. And until next time on Times of Refreshing, I'm your host once again, Tonya Akole. Don't forget to like, share. Don't forget to follow us. The Lord be with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. Bye-bye.